Let me make the introduction. So pretty much what I wanted to do was set up somewhere like a page where we can sort of give props to creative people. Right?
Okay.
And like photographers, videographers, web editors, like people who you don't see in front of the mic, right? This was random. So I was booking this spot for a client that I have later today. And I thought they have a podcast room. And I'm like, you know what? I've been putting this off for like a year.
Yeah.
I said, fuck, let me book it. And then let me hit up the famous Ronald Wayne to see if he's
here,
free.
man. We live. We got to talk to the people, man. I'm excited.
Yeah. Pretty much just want to, thank you so much for coming by and stopping. I know you were at a shoot this morning, right?
I had a shoot this morning.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm here, bro.
Another
one at 3. You know what
I'm saying?
Yeah,
you're always working.
Yeah.
Got the paid bookings only. This is his brand right here. Yeah, this is going to be big, man. I'm telling you. I already feel it.
Of course. You're part of it. You're part of it. Of course it's going to be big.
We're
part of it.
Everyone's part of it. Yeah. So pretty much I want to make this about you, man. I want the people to know, like, I want this to be a platform for people who want to get into photography and videography, for people models who don't know how to reach out to photographers, people who are already in the industry who just want to get to know more about you, and anyone who's on the show. So
that's what's up, bro.
So my first question is I think something that everybody always asks is, what kind of gear do you have, and like what's your go-to gear? What's your go-to? If you have a video shoot, what's your go-to? If you have a photo shoot?
So I guess we'll start off at a video shoot, but it just depends on like if it's outdoor, indoor.
Right.
But I'm a gear whore. I don't know if we can curse on here, but I have a lot. I have a lot of gear. But it just really varies from job to job.
Right.
But obviously I believe in investing in the brand. Like literally every job I get, I'm trying to find out what else can I get.
Right.
So it just really depends on the job.
What's your main camera?
The main camera is the Sony A7R3 for photos, and then for video, I'm kind of like going back and forth because I have the A7S3, which you're filming on, and then the Blackmagic 6K, which I feel like is like my favorite cinema camera right now.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So
awesome. And then how did you get started with the whole industry? Like, what's Ronald Wayne 5 years ago before you are who you are right now?
Well, it all started in the fitness industry, but even before that, I had a full-time job at Publix. I worked at Publix for 15 years, so that's kind of like all I knew at the time. But I always knew it was different. I just wanted better. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I knew I had all this time allotted in the company, and I was like, I don't want to see all this money when I get older, like 60. It's great. Like, yeah, I got like 100,000 in my 401k, but I didn't want to wait. So, just started thinking things out, planning things out as far as like what I wanted to do. I was doing the fitness at the time. I didn't have the business mindset. I was training a few clients here and there. And then, the clients wanted me to take pictures of them, which is how I actually got started in photography. So this was back in like 2013 when, I don't know if it was Instagram out in 2013. I don't even know.
Like the very basic.
Yeah, like I think maybe 2012, 2013, but it was just pictures. There was no videos.
All filters, remember?
Yeah, that is crazy.
It was filters.
Yeah, and I don't even think they have those. They still have them, but not those.
Yeah, not the original.
And then I just had more fun doing the before and after pictures and the videos with the iPhone at the time, and literally editing it in iMovie, and just. It's crazy. Like I just had more fun doing that than I actually did training the clients. It was just like I would train the clients, and then after the shoot, after the session, I would just, do the videos. They weren't like, look, they were looking good. They want the squat. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll do the little video, post it up.
Like by handheld, like on your cell phone.
Handheld on the cell phone, bro.
Okay.
And then Instagram started evolving. I would follow photographers, and at that time, it was super enticing because, being a photographer, you're going to be around beautiful women, that's a whole other subject in itself. But I was like, I want to do this and I can make money. I was like, man, if I can make like $200-$300 a shoot, you know what I mean? I do 4 shoots a month at that time. I'm like,
you're making bank.
$1,500 a month is,
you're making crazy.
Which was at that time the same as much as like Publix was paying me. So like it was just running through my mind. I was like, man, they're traveling the world. Just being, it was very intriguing to me. And I knew I wasn't spending time looking for meal plans. It was like, I love the creative side. So I basically told my clients that there was something that I was thinking about doing, and they supported me on it. And then, I just took the leap of faith and just so you know what I'm saying. I started doing photography. You know,
like how did that transition happen from just doing your clients to then like people hitting you up and you doing models? Like how did that transition work?
So I had the girl I was dating at the time. I used her.
I used
her as like a guinea pig to just help me get into, started learning composition. Didn't know what I was doing. I was shooting automatic. And that helped me a lot as far as just like shooting models because I really had no experience. I forgot who really gave me, I think Kelvin. Shout out to Kelvin. I think Kelvin was the first person that really introduced me to like actual models.
Right.
And he helped me leverage just getting my face out there because, when you start off as a photographer, you don't have a following. So I used kind of like what you're doing with your Endure. What is it?
Endure, yeah.
Endure. Shout out to Endure. Shameless plug.
Shout out to Endure.
Kind of like that. So I used that and then just worked my way up and, started traveling and, but he helped me kind of introduce me to like the big models and stuff like that. So
like just being comfortable in front of shooting with models or
I think just a bigger scale because I was comfortable shooting models, but like I was shooting nobodies at the time.
Right.
You know
like girls who like didn't have experience and girls who weren't really comfortable from the camera.
Yeah.
And so I think that's a big thing too. Like I was talking to Luis about models like paying their dues. Mm-hmm. Right? And like the whole concept of, okay, you want to become an influencer, you want to get into the industry. And then like you try to hit up you, for example, right off the bat. And it's like, it wouldn't be as enticing to you to hit up somebody who has no experience modeling, who, has 100 followers and sort of like not shooting with worse photographers, but shooting with newer photographers to get experience on both ends from the photographer's point of view and then yours as well.
Right.
And so it's one of those things where both as a creative and as a model, we both have to pay our dues. Like you're not going to go and hit up a girl with 10 million followers when you got, you're shooting with your iPhone and be like, oh, let's shoot. Right. Like it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And sort of you're working your way up there along with girls who are also working their way up there too. Mm-hmm. Like what do you think is the best way for a model to hit you up? Like a girl who wants to shoot with you.
This is free game.
Yeah, free game. Like I want to give value.
I'm really happy you asked that. This is simple, right? If you can give value to the photographer, and I'll give you an example. So like if you get a booking and you're at a shoot and the client's like, do you know any other photographers? That's how you can essentially like get free work. Because if you give me a job, I'm going to shoot you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's more so like relationships, like even with makeup artists, you know what I'm saying? Like get these relationships with makeup artists. But going back to like models, like if you're trying to work with a photographer, obviously shoot your shot, you know what I'm saying? If that doesn't work, see how you can offer some value, like, cause here's the thing, like I'm not too good to shoot anybody. I still do collabs if it makes sense.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is all I do. Like I tell people, I don't work at T-Mobile. Like this is a for real brand, and you see the grind. You know what I'm saying? So it's like some models, like so my niche is commercial and swimwear, and I had to figure that out because in the beginning it was tough. I was just shooting everything and kind of got fairly good at everything. You know what I'm saying? So it's like whatever a client needs, I can get it done. But like for example, if a fitness model hits me up, I can shoot fitness, but I don't really. That's not my brand. Right. So now you're asking me for a free shoot on something that is not even my brand. Right. So I think advice for a model is like for the photographer that you want to work with, at bare minimum, it should be something that can help him too. Because a lot of times models like, all right, like I just want something for me, but like this is a collaborative, especially since you want to shoot, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a collab. So like, let's work on this together, show him something that can benefit him too. Not, I want to shoot my fitness line. You know what I'm saying? I got, you know what I'm saying? Like I can, but you have to pay me because that doesn't align with what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? So
I like that you said that. So it's either provide value or cut the check, pretty much is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Right. That's very interesting. And then like the same thing with me too. Like I have people who hit me up and want to shoot, and it's not that it's time, right? Because I feel like, and I want to talk about this more. It's the time that it takes to create is a lot more than what people see on social media. Like they see a picture and they don't see finding the location, setting up the lights, setting up the posing, vibing with the model. So, like just getting that rapport.
Yeah.
It's a lot of time that goes into a shoot more than just the final picture. Just editing by itself. Before we even go to editing, just transferring photos from a camera to the laptop can take 20, 30 minutes. And so it's a lot of time that goes into a collab, right? People think that once the shoot is over, that's it. The photos come out and 2 hours. No, like, it's not. It's a lot of work and effort that goes into it. And so I feel that there's a disconnect sometimes between the influencer who's being shot and then the person doing the shooting and the filming. Like there's that miscommunication where there's like a frustration. Have you ever experienced that? Where
it's
like
at all levels, because it's not even at the beginning levels. It's at all levels.
Yeah.
I just think that they don't value, and it's not on purpose. It's just like everybody lives their own life.
Right.
They just expect you to be in front of a computer at all times. Like even here today, had a client, hey, here's the revisions, like, you know, and I shoot myself in the foot because I try to post everything for marketing purposes, what I'm doing, but they see that and they're like, hey, you think you'll have the video done by 3? Like, so but you know, I do it to myself, but you know, they don't really understand, to your point, like the whole process. Right. And people that are higher up, there is a process. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not just sending you the photo. I used to just send the photos, but like I'm going to color correct them. I'm going to call, and I'm going to, you know, I'm not going to send you stuff with your eyes
looking
not open,
up,
hair. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's a whole process. It's even my website and how you're going to get it, because that experience is just as important. You know what I'm saying?
How long did it take for you to get to that point where you were doing all that? Because in the beginning, I'm sure you were just sending here all the photos, pick the ones you like, and
I say like 3 years, man. Like
it takes a while.
It takes a while, and that's why, like, you know, I pushed the mentoring, and I had a mentor that helped me out in the beginning. But you know, the business side, the organization, the relationships, like how people perceive you as your brand. You know, you are your brand, and everything you do inside the brand, deliverables, how they're getting it, how you send text messages. Like texting is so impersonal. So like I'll send smiley faces like, hey, happy Tuesday. How are you doing? Smiley face. Right. Like you may think it's corny, but I got to keep that energy up. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause people be going through a bad day and misinterpret a text. And it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and vice versa. I could be having a crazy day, and you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you gotta
just like build that rapport, and that's comes with experience. And it's not something that you're just doing from the beginning. It comes with you messing up and then having bad experiences. Yeah. Like, do you still have bad shoots? Has it happened where you have like?
So I wouldn't say bad shoot. So I think a bad shoot is like, to me, a bad shoot is the weather is out of my control. Right. That's a bad shoot, because my aesthetic is, you know, blue skies, high key lighting,
like glowing,
you know. But I learned something from every shoot, and you know, advice that I give other photographers is like, there is something that will happen at a shoot, but you have to like take note of that and make sure it doesn't happen again. We're gonna make mistakes. Right. You just don't want to make the same mistakes. Right. Like even the little things, like damn, like I got 4 batteries, or I couldn't find. But bro, it's to the point where it's crazy, bro. Like I'll be at a shoot, I'll misplace a battery, and now I have 3 or whatever the case is. I can't find it. I literally go on Amazon immediately and just order 2 more. Later that day, I find the other batteries, but now I got 5 or 6. Right. You know, that's how it has to be. It's not like, oh, well, I'll find it later. Like, what if you don't find it later? Right. Little attention to details is everything. So,
what's one thing that you see like a lot of newer photographers mess up in, just in general? Like when they come to you or when you see them like in action, like what's one thing that you see that more photographers should, especially in the beginning, take notice of?
I would say, I just think just not taking it serious. I think that people that really want it are getting it. Right. Like if you really want it, you're getting it. Right. Like that's how I see it. And then I think because you're around beautiful women, like now you don't know how to like separate the business, you know what I'm saying, from personal. Like, bro, I literally can sleep at night because there's no stories of me like I'm not hitting on you. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I even think my own friends are scared to hit me up. That's just the culture I've built, but it's just like it's not gonna happen. This is how I eat. So you know what I'm saying? It's not gonna happen. So I think just not taking it serious, and then when they do somewhat take it serious, they just kind of like, because it's not even, I mean, obviously there's another level to that too, just understanding and studying and making sure you know these things. But then it's like, I think at the base level, it's like not taking it serious, and then like just like getting too influenced like with the women. Like I think that's the biggest thing. Honestly.
Right. I think there's something that you post it like once a month, just I guess to remind other photographers like she's not there because she likes you. She's there.
Yeah, bro. I be having stuff saved. I mean, you know, like, but I get new followers, so they need to see it. Like I'll go on rants, and I think trying to keep it because I have clients that follow me. So like trying to keep it professional, relatable, and not too much in my feelings,
right.
but then at the same time understanding like this is what it is. I made a rant the other day. It's like, yo, like if I call you, I'm not hollering at you. I got money for you.
Right.
That was in the moment because I hit up a model that I really don't even, I mean, we have a really good relationship, but I don't call her. So I'm calling you because I got some bread for you. You know what I'm saying? So I had to post that because it's like people won't reply to your phone or text and they'll go right to IG. I do the same thing sometimes because it's so much easier and you have to think about text messages and phone calls. So just little rants here and there, you know what I'm saying? Like,
no, but I mean, it's very true. And I think it's something that most photographers, especially people who get into the industry with bad intentions from the beginning. Mm-hmm. Like, it's one thing if you're getting into it because you're passionate about it and you really find creating content to be something that you enjoy. But I've had DMs, man, that are sometimes they're scary, bro. Like dudes who just their only intention is to meet women. And so, no, it's insane. Yeah. Like, it's I get these all the time. Like, oh, can I be your assistant? Right. Like, I shoot too on my iPhone. Like, and it's insane, like just people who are they give other photographers a really bad name. Like, and like you were saying, I love what you put when you make that post because you're not there. The girl isn't hitting you up because she likes you or anything like that. Yeah, she likes your work.
She likes your work.
She likes your work. That's
you know what I'm saying. Like, I don't care if she's writing heart emojis.
Right.
Like
calling you baby.
She wants some photos. As she should want photos because if you are a good photographer, why wouldn't she want those photos?
Exactly.
But don't get that heart emoji mixed up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no, and sometimes they play a game too. You know what I'm saying?
You post the another one too. It's like, oh, just because you're flirting with me doesn't mean you're not gonna get the rates. Like, I think something along those lines.
Oh yeah. You can flirt all you want, but you're still getting this invoice. Exactly. So it's like, bro, I'm crazy, bro. I'm out of control.
No, but it's true on both ends. It's very, very true.
No, for sure. Because they may see me and think they can sway it, and I'm not swaying.
Yeah, like here are my rates. This is what I charge.
Oh, he works out. We have something in common. Yeah, I can't live in Brickell shooting for free. You know what I'm saying? Of course,
definitely. Like, do you experience that a lot? Like people who want, like, how do you deal with that? How do you deal with that?
I realize, and I want to let everybody, like all the photographers know, like, I thought as I reached higher levels, I would get more respect. You know, it's crazy. Like, I only want a blue check just for respect. And then I had another photographer in New York. He has a blue check. I asked him how he got it. He's like, bro, you already got the respect. You don't need a blue check. At all levels, you know, it's crazy, bro. Like, what a lot of people don't know, like, somebody like these influencers, bro, like Serena, Katya, like the higher end people that I shot, they paid me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's a disrespect to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, at their level, like they're like I love them. They're like angels because like most people, they're like, bro, I got like 6 million followers. I ain't got to pay you. They take care of me. You know what I'm saying? So
just to correct, it's Serena Williams here, the international Serena Williams, the international tennis player, is paying his rates, right? So
it's like, you know, and I always say, shooters are gonna shoot. You're gonna shoot because you know, they get a lot of things for free. So it's just like that. It's like, hey, maybe he likes my look. Maybe you know what I'm saying. But it's just like it's just a disrespect to my brand to do that. You know what I'm saying? So, but at all levels, they'll still ask. It doesn't matter whether you're just starting or you're 6. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter.
And I'm guessing you deal with it the same way. Like, hey, you ask for their budget. You ask for like how.
That's one thing. Like, I've been studying a lot. Like, just as much as I push my mentoring, like I'm looking for stuff to buy. I'm buying things from people that I trust on YouTube. And one of the guys I was listening to he was saying that I used to ask for the budget a lot, but and people may feel like different about this, but when you're asking for a budget, it's just because you're just not confident in what you have to offer. And when I heard him say it like that, I was like, damn, because I think we want to know a budget so we can charge the maximum, but that's like a one and done. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say the budget was $25,000. You didn't know it was $25,000. You charge the client $15,000. You do an amazing job. They're going to hire you again. So that's 30. You've already gotten more than the 25 now, as opposed to the client saying the budget was 25. Oh, okay. Oh man, they told me 25,000. You did a good job, but it's like, we don't know if we want to spend 25,000 again.
Right. Makes sense.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So the whole budget thing, that was recent, like 3 months ago. I don't ask for budget anymore. It's just like, that's just like when you really get dialed in and you just know your worth and you're like, what am I worth? What am I going to, like, what do I feel I'm worth? What is my rate? What is my day rate? What do I need to even show up for a shoot? So I'm happy and I'm confident, and this is what it is. And what happens is they bring me back. I'm pretty sure I shot low, but then this is how I just keep, you know what I'm saying? Like, probably shot low with some of the recent celebrities I shot, but I'm still there. The relation, you know what I'm saying? Right. Like, it works in your favor as opposed to like you can't move when you say what's your budget, and then, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't work. You know what I mean?
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a whole lot of sense. Yeah. No, and you're also building rapport the entire time too. The more often you're shooting with the same person, they know how you shoot. You know how comfortable they are. You know, like, once you're comfortable with the model or with an influencer, you can get more creative because you guys know your style of work. And so it's like, let's try this one. They're like, okay, cool, let's do it. Because they already know that whatever that you try, even if it's new, it's going to come out looking dope because they've been working with you for so long.
Right.
But I never thought of it that way. That's super interesting.
That's new. For sure. No, I spit some gems because the whole budget thing, bro, like, everybody's like, oh, what's your budget? What's your budget? Like, what are you worth? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not, you're not selling cars here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, if you go to the Louis store, you know what I'm saying, like, or Balenciaga, like,
they're not asking you how much you're here to spend.
You know what these prices are. You better, you know what I'm saying? It's the same energy, like, and it just really helps you, like, figure that shit out. Like, what am I worth? You know what I'm
saying? No, that's super creative. I didn't even know that.
Nah, bro,
that's super creative.
But that's the thing, bro. Like, with this photography game, bro, like, and that's why, like, it's crazy. I love talking to the people, you know what I'm saying? And, like, the mentality is everything. And you've seen the growth, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I try to exude that through my stories, my lifestyle, the fitness, because that's a trifecta too. Because even when I shot with Serena Williams, she's the world's most talented athlete.
Yeah.
So when I show up to a shoot, I'm showing discipline, and you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Bro, it exudes in everything. So it's like, I'm not showing off. Like, I have the training background, but it's like, health is wealth. When they see that he's disciplined, it's like, well, damn, if he's disciplined with this, if I ask him to, you know, I need a deliverable by, you know, in 2 weeks, it's a good chance. You know what I'm saying? It's different. You know what I'm saying?
It seeps into every part of your life.
Yeah, bro.
I know you talk about a lot, like, on social media, like the cold showers thing, the waking up super early and getting your training done in the morning. And that's, like you said, like, it seeps into your entire life. It's like, it's not just your work at that point. And then you hold yourself up to that standard as well. You know, I was watching a video a few weeks ago, and it was saying how it's easy to break a promise to yourself. Like, you say, okay, I'm going to wake up at 4 a.m. and then you don't wake up. Like, who are you hurting? Nobody. Right. But over time, you're telling yourself subconsciously, I can't trust myself to keep my own word. Right. And so your body recognizes that. They're like, okay, you don't even trust yourself anymore. Right. And then that negative feeling also seeps into the other aspects of your life that you may not notice it, like your work, how creative you can be, you know, what things that you do. And so it's super smart that you're saying that, because if you make that initiative in your work, it's going to seep into everything else of your life. And if you make the same initiative in your life, it's going to seep into your work as well. So it's like you know, it just doubles back and forth. And it's really cool.
Yeah, bro.
Wow, what's it like? I never asked you. What's it like shooting with Serena, like, and Rick Ross and all these people? Like, what's it like?
So the first time I shot with Serena was in December, and I was obviously, I was confident but nervous at the same time.
Yeah.
I didn't really even know it was her because they had an agency that booked it. Because what happens is that, and they still do this now. This is just how it operates. Like, when you're trying to book somebody, when they find out who you're shooting, then it's like, oh yeah, well, it's $50,000 to shoot with me. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't even know. And this is where it's like knowing your worth and your rates, because you just need to know what it is, because I didn't even know I was shooting Serena. It was like, this is a celebrity. And then, you know, these days, like, just because you're on MTV, people think they're celebrities. I didn't think it was that serious, but I knew it don't matter. I'm like my boy Jordan says, every shoot that you do is game 7. It don't matter what you did 2 weeks ago.
Right.
This is game 7. You gotta show up and perform. So I didn't know it was her until, like, I got on a Zoom call with the client, and then I kind of figured it out towards the end, but you had to get that confirmation. So she was like, do you know who it is? I was like, I think I do. Is this Serena? And it's like, yes, it is. So I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah. Fast forward to the shoot. Obviously this was still, you know, COVID. So I had to get tested before I got there, and then get tested at her house. So this shoot was very impersonal because I couldn't, you know, like, I'm smiling, but you can't tell I'm smiling. This is the first time I'm shooting with her. I'm just like, just knocking it out, getting everything done, set up my lights. Like, I had an assistant with me, but I was still kind of like doing a lot of things myself, hands on, and she was very surprised at how much I was doing by myself. Because I'm sure with her, she's shooting with like ESPN, and you know they got 45 people. You know what I'm saying? But I was getting it done, 2-man show, and so the first shoot went amazing. Like I feel like it couldn't have gone any better, which is why I'm still there. And yeah, the first shoot couldn't have gone any. It was literally perfect. Like she's like, man, you shoot so fast, and I'm just so used to shooting fast, shooting commercially. Hey, we need to do 45 looks today, so I was already. And then it was funny because when somebody on her team was like, well, if he shoots this fast, let's get some more clothes.
So you're there all day, pretty much.
Mind you, shooting fast, and you've seen the images; they're crazy. Yeah. So, but then the second shoot was a lot more personal because she was like, because you know, obviously, health is wealth. You see me, then you know what I'm saying. Then like I tested negative. Then it's like she's like, Ron, you don't have to wear the mask. Then it's like perfect, and I can smile. She's with her daughter. Yeah. It's amazing. It's crazy just like being able to, because I could always see her face. Right. She couldn't see mine. Second time around, same thing, over deliver. So, I mean, we got, bro, there's so many more images coming out. Like
I bet.
Like, it's amazing, bro. Yeah.
And so, for newer photographers who want to get to your level, what would you what would you give them as advice? What would be the best advice you can give to somebody who's never...
The best advice is get a mentor. But if you can't, like, you need somebody that is willing to teach you and not be jealous of you if and when you get to that level.
That's very, very interesting. That's like 48 laws of power and never outshine your master kind of thing.
Bro, I have a person that I'm training. I want him to get to my level.
Right, to get better than you.
Like, I really want him to get to that level. Yeah. That's the hardest part, right? And then you have people where it's like, they feel like if they teach you something, they're going to lose a client. Like, no, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, biggest thing is get a mentor. You can't get a mentor. Learn as much as you can. You know what I mean? Every day you should be learning something. Sacrifice. Like, you should, like, if you're not where you want to be, you shouldn't be going out on the weekends. You know how I get down on the weekends. You know
don't get down on the weekend.
What is the weekend? You know what I'm saying?
You go down.
Learn, get good, practice, cultivate good relationships, because is what is changing my life. I put in the work, but it's the relationships. You do a good job, they're gonna go to Komodo, they're gonna be talking, oh my gosh, girl, who took your pictures? Like, they're doing the marketing for you now.
Right.
But you got to do a good job. You got to be a good person. And just put in the work. You know what I'm saying? Like literally quit your job and go all in. I promise you it'll work out. I promise.
Just like that.
Bro, like every time, like before, you know, the airport and working at Live and all these other side hustles, like when I went all in, that's when my life changed. That's why, like, when people are like, yo, your energy's different, like, bro, this is it. Like, oh, if it don't work, I'm gonna do Uber. Oh, I'm gonna work overtime. Like, I have to figure out there's no other option.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy. No, I love that. I love hearing that. Now I have a question for the models out there, because I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of models.
Boy. Oh no, it's the podcast over.
No, in a good way. Like,
no, it's all good.
So I follow a couple pages where it's like model agency company, like their agency sort of like that's their focus, right? Mm-hmm. And they pretty much like give advice to girls who want to get into the modeling industry, and then like what agency to avoid and like things to worry about. And I was talking to somebody about, I think it was Marco. I was talking about
shout out to Marco.
Shout out to Marco. I hope he's on here one day. About red flags in the industry, like red flags that models should look out for before booking a photographer.
Okay.
You know, and so a couple of like the ones that I've heard all the time is a dude who doesn't want your boyfriend to be on set with you, like something like that, or a photographer who keeps changing locations last minute, you know. And like, what are some of the ones that you've seen or you've experienced? And you're like, yo, I will never be that guy.
I definitely think you know, for the most part, I think the model can feel the energy when it's off.
Yeah.
Definitely, if you can't bring your boyfriend or anybody for that matter,
that's a
don't
huge
even have to
red
be
flag.
Like, bro, I'll put it to you like this, bro. I don't even get, besides a person that books me, I don't even get models' phone numbers. Right. If you want to DM me the whole time and say, hey, I'm here on the beach, like, can you find me? I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not jeopardizing my brand. So I don't even ask the models' numbers.
Right.
And you know, sometimes that can be kind of like, you know, because bro, like, it's just like there's so many photographers that ruined it for us. So like, you know, giving your number out to a photographer, hey, let's just keep it in the DM for now. If you have a a sense that that weird energy, don't give me your number. It's like, hey, I'd rather talk here in DM. Right. The mood board, what they're sending for mood board. Sometimes they'll send 5 to 6 pictures. 5 of them the girl has on clothes, and then the last one is a little
implied kind of thing.
Implied. You gotta set that energy. Like, hey, I love the 5th one, but there's no way I would do that right. last one.
Right. Which is communication, being
not
direct.
Not like I love it. That's dope. Because you're kind of like, what's the word? Mitigating or like
you're minimizing
that last one. You need to tell them actually like that last one's great. Like, I don't even know why you sent that last one. Like, you got to check them. I don't know why you sent that last one. I'm only like the 5 is aligned with my. You know what I'm saying? Like, set that tone.
Very big. Yeah. No, I think it's huge, and I want this to be a community where models and photographers can both benefit, right? So I want them to know this because it happens, and I've heard crazy. I mean, you too. You've heard crazy stories about like photographers getting on set, they're drunk or they're drinking, and you're like, what?
I feel. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I had a client that booked me, and she was like, hey, do you mind if we drink? And it was at my house, and it was like because she asked me, it felt weird. If they would have just brought drinks, it would have been fine. But it's just like the fact that she asked me, I'm like, why is she asking me? Are they going to turn up? Like, so yeah, you got to be careful with that too. Hey, you smoke, you drink, like the time of day. Is it at his house? Like what are we doing here? Can we do this somewhere else? Actually, this look we can do outside. Why are we doing it in your house? Why are we doing this look in your house?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to check them.
Yeah, especially the very first time shooting, because you don't know these people. Check out every part, everything. Yeah. Why here? Where there? Can I bring somebody with me? Like
my best friend's coming.
My mom, bro. I love it. Like, my boyfriend's coming. Great, I love that. Like, my mom's coming. Awesome, cool.
Absolutely.
Can my mom go too? Like, like
I tell them, whoever makes you comfortable, tell them to pull up.
Exactly. Be there with you. Like, set up the environment so that you're safe. And especially the very first time, because you just never know. And a lot of these girls are so young, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know. Are we getting old? Is that what it is?
We're getting old. I'm old. I'm definitely old. And that's why I work out so much to
mitigate.
Mitigate the years. You know what I'm saying? But I'm in my prime, so I feel good. at least I figured it out at my age. So
what's next for you? Like, you're at the top of the game right now when it comes to photography. You're one of the most well-known photographers here in Miami. Like, where do you want to take? I know you have your brand, paid bookings only. Right. What's next for you?
I just recently figured it out. As you're going, and it's funny because Drake made that speech the other day. As you're going, you don't really feel it. You just know you have to keep going, and you second guess yourself. He literally hit it on the head. I got goosebumps when he said it.
What did he say exactly? Do you remember? More or less?
Basically, like, I think like for a long time I was doubting myself, but I think I'm doing something right. But he was, because he's artist of the decade. Yeah. But he's like, he was basically saying, I still don't know. He know how he got there. It's just how he said it. He's very vulnerable and transparent. Like, I don't know how I got here. Like, kind of like that. But for me, I realized the way I made people feel when they changed their life or got advice from me. That was more than anything I ever did, whether it was shooting with a celebrity, like changing somebody's life decision to be better or try to be like you. Like, bro, those messages are everything.
Right.
Like, so like I just recently figured it out because I was getting those messages, and because fortunately I'm at this place where I'm not afraid to teach you, because I'm not afraid of losing any client that I have. I may lose some clients. That's okay. But now I realize educate, like anybody that asks me right now, it's education. Like, how can I help you? That is literally my motto. Like, how can I help you? Translate that into YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Obviously I got the YouTube channel and stuff like that. That's it. Anybody asks me like, what's the next step? I can edit and do all these amazing things and videos and transitions, but what hits home for me is education and changing lives. You know what I'm saying? Like, how can I help you? That's literally the move in everything, bro. How can I help you?
There we go. No, I love hearing that. Are you happy? Like, are you happy with your situation now?
I am, bro. No, I'm really happy, bro. Yeah, you have to look back sometimes, because when you're in it, it's like, I remember I was like, man, well, if I get a high rise, or if I make 6 figures, or if I do, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I had more camera gear, all these things, and I'm there now. So it's like, now it's like gratitude and just taking a deep breath. It's like, yo, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can finally see myself from somebody else's perspective. And it's like, oh shit, this is what everybody else is saying.
Yeah, no, I remember we had these conversations a few years ago when you were living in Pines too, bro. We're gonna be in Brickell and like all this money, and you're there. So it's cool to see like that growth and the transition. And so I love that you're saying gratitude, because I think that as men, as humans in general, the biggest quality that we don't have is gratitude for ourselves, where we're at, the small things. And I think the moment that you understand that you have so much more than you ever had before, and you have so much more than a lot of people in the world have, and you just take a few minutes a day to realize that and to be grateful for your situation, like everything just falls into place more often and quicker, right? Just when you're grateful for the world and the things that you have, more comes to you.
For sure.
When you're putting out the kind of energy, And so I can just imagine you in the high rise, sitting back, looking at the sunset.
I had to recently, really like I said, bro, you just run around. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like, yo, timeout. Like, what? You got your own studio. Like, during the pandemic, I moved from my old place to a higher floor. Like what? You know what I'm saying? Like,
it happens so fast. Sometimes we don't sit back and realize it. Like we just go through motions and we don't appreciate them. Right? No, but you're there, bro. You're the top of the top. That's why you're the first guest on this podcast. No, that's amazing,
sure, bro. I was honored to be here, bro. I couldn't wait to get here.
That's awesome. No, I really appreciate it. Like, it's something there, and I hope to have you again in the future too, just to jump more knowledge. Because I think there's so much value here. There's so much value.
You asked me what the next. That's it. Yeah. Like, the reason why I was so happy to come on here, because I started my podcast, didn't finish it. You know what I'm saying? The things you asked me, things we talked about, is the things I wanted for people to know anyway. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
anybody can benefit. Anybody. No, I mean, I'm excited. Just like, I want to have you. Like, I want to remember this day right here, and then have you back at the same time next year. Like, so we can see I'm all about growth. I'm all about.
For sure.
I think it's progress over perfection. Yeah. That's always been my motto. Like, small progress over time that's what makes you last. I know people shoot for perfect every single time, and you sit back and you're paralyzed because you're trying to be perfect and nothing's perfect.
Right.
And I want to do the exact opposite. I'm going to put out a bunch of crazy episodes and just see what happens and see the growth.
I got to get cracking.
Yeah, and not even think about it too much. Bro, thank you for being here, man.
Of course,
man. I appreciate you, bro.
Love, bro. Yeah. Hell yeah.
End of episode 1.
Let's do it, man. Subscribe,
like, comment. I've never said that before. Like, comment, subscribe.
Y'all know what to do.
Ask questions. Thank you, guys.